So let's get down to it right now. He talked about details and data last week. We're having a fireside chat with none other but Mr. Our regional vice president. Let's give Mr. Dean Tarrolly a warm welcome as he come back with part two. Oh my God. Can we give him a hand real quick? Regional vice president, Mr. Dean Tarrolly.
It is just not possible to be in a bad mood when you get introduced by Mr. Thomas. It's not possible. Like, you could be having the toughest day. By the way, if you're having a really tough day, ask Mr. Thomas to host you on a call, and I'm telling you, your mood's going to change. It happens every time. Mr. Thomas, I appreciate being on with everybody. Yes, I apologize for being on a couple minutes late. My daughter left something at home. And just to clarify something, she does not have me wrapped around her little finger. Definitely not. So you guys know how I feel about Al and about this call and about you guys being on. You know, in our business, longevity equals credibility, right? You guys have heard me say that many, many times. Longevity equals credibility. The longer you're in, the more credible you are. Did something that you know the leaders show you all the time. Al has longevity in this industry, and one of the reasons that he has longevity in this industry is he has a big vision, and he's always excited about what's going on. Now, I want you to think about this for a second. This is a little bit off script. This is an untimed down. This wasn't really even in my notes, but I do have my notes ready for you. If you look, I got my notes ready for you guys. That ability to have a level of enthusiasm about what it is that you're doing, whatever it is that you're doing, is just so insanely important, because it's going to get you through peaks and valleys and stuff that are inevitable. You know, one of the things that we're going to talk about today is something that I think is a big challenge for a lot of people, and that's expectations, good or bad. And I'm going to cover that in a minute. But you know, I want you guys, I hope, whether you do it or not, it's up to you. It's not up to me, it's up to you. I hope you have an expectation of winning. I really do hope you have that expectation. Whether you do the activities that are required to get you to fulfill that expectation is completely up to you. It's completely up to you. You know, one of the things that we talk about in our business is, like, you know, you could be going through challenges in ACN, and guess what changes everything? Guess what changes everything? Everything. A new rep. A new rep changes everything. I'm going to give an example, and this is not even a person on my team. I think I saw him on this call. I think his name is, I know his name, Curtis. So, hey, so Curtis, not on my team. Curtis shows up at our Sherman Oaks meeting. I don't know him. Curtis, had we ever met? He shows up at our Sherman Oaks meeting. He's enthusiastic. He's talking about, you know, I want to meet you, meaning he wanted to meet me. What can I do? What advice do you have? Somebody who has a desire and thirst for the information that can advance his business. Well, guess what? Freaking sure enough. The next event, he's got guests. We let him know that we're starting a Saturday training in Irvine. He's there with his wife. Now, I want you guys to think about something. Right out of the gate, he's coming to Lake Tahoe. I literally couldn't finish the sentence. We're doing a leadership training in Lake Tahoe. I couldn't finish the sentence. He goes, I'm in. What do I need to do? Now, why do I tell you this? He's a brand new person. He's not even on my team, And I'm juiced and excited about what's going on within the organization because a new person has come in with a level of excitement, enthusiasm, vision, and he wants to get something done. Now, check this out. Curtis, have I talked to you since last Saturday? No, not at all. So there's a lot of lessons in this. I did not know this person. He's not on my team. He and his wife's lovely. Hope she's okay with the little bump on the head. Right? He's now adding to the collective environment of these events. A new person bringing new energy, new people, new guests. So I want you guys to think about something. And sorry, Curtis, I'm not trying to make you blush here. I'm not trying to like throw you on blast, but you're right there, man. What if Curtis is on your team? What if he's your new person? What if Al Thomas, and you can't predict his future. What if Al Thomas is your new person coming to the event? Or are you going to another event by yourself because you didn't take, well, Dean, you don't understand. I had this happen this week and I had that happen this week. Really? Watch this. Al, did you have stuff happen this week? Yeah. How about you, Melissa? BK? Lurleen, you have anything happen this week? Joshua? Yes. Oh, wait, you guys all had stuff happen this week? Mary Elizabeth, do you have anything happen this week? Stuff? Life? Mary Elizabeth? Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right, David Inlow, do you have stuff happen this week? Maria Estrada, Maria Lopez. I know there's multiple Marias on this call. Adrian, do you have any stuff happen this week? Like life stuff, work stuff? Yeah, we get it. The family took a really big hit this week. Like, we get it. So remember, you guys, it's not that you have things happen. It's in spite of things happening. What are you doing? And I'm not asking you, and Al's not asking you for 8 hours a day in ACN. In fact, please do us a favor. Don't. Please don't. We're not asking you for 8 hours of ACN a day. But an hour. If it's a big day, maybe 2. So then you got to figure out what it is that you're doing in those days. And the responses that happen from your activities. Interested, not interested. Supportive, unsupportive. Got your back, getting you in the back. All these things. Something that you have to know, I believe, is that the leaders, not only do they go through it, they're willing to go through it. They look to go through it. They understand going through it is the thing that defines and separates the leaders from the pack. You guys have heard this, I'm sure. If you're hard on yourself, life is easy. If you're easy on yourself, life is hard. You guys have heard that, right? What does that really come down to? That comes down to a set of disciplines and things that you're going to do. Now, look, I said disciplines. That means there's multiple. That means there's more than one thing. I would also submit to you that when you say disciplines, it's not a one-time activity. Being disciplined is not one time. Now, it starts one time, but then it has to become consistent. So a discipline might be, I am physically talking and peaking to 5 people a day. I'm physically talking to, peaking 5 people a day. Now, I have it right here in my notes. Leaders, they have to go through it because they understand that's part of the process. So let's talk about this. What could go wrong? Well, a lot of things, right? Could be very uneasy, peaking people. Man, I haven't really been doing this. And, I have my way of doing it. By the way, let's talk about your way of doing it. Has your way of doing this business got, David's already shaking his head no. Has your way of doing this business gotten you the results that you want and gotten you to the position that you signed up for? Has it? Yes or no? Please stop. Stop. And force yourself to follow the system of leaders like Al, like the people that have been doing this for decades. Why make it harder on yourself? So there's going to be an uneasy feeling that could go wrong. You don't feel good. It's like breaking in a new pair of shoes. Some black patent leather shoes. Uneasy. It's uncomfortable. What else could go wrong? Fear. You got some fear about doing this. You know, it's not only fear about what to do. It's what if they like it? What if they say yes? Oh my God, I don't know what to do. I'll talk to them later. I got to do more training. How about this? Leaders go through this. How about disappointment? They said they were going to meet me and they didn't hear. You're out in front of your meeting doing the ACN shuffle, going back and forth, looking at every set of headlights that comes by that's going to park, hoping that it's your person that you invited that sounded like they were so interested. What could go wrong? You have unrealistic expectations. You guys, like, here's the thing. Al, permission to be very direct. Please do not set a date of regional director of July 4th and you have not piqued anybody in a month. Please, please, you're out of your effing mind. Now, by the way, I didn't say the word, but you're out of your mind. It's not happening. Let me just tell you the reality that it is not going to happen. I didn't say it wouldn't happen ever. But that is an unrealistic expectation that you're setting yourself up for. Now, some of you might be going, well, dude, you don't understand who I am, man. Like I could do that if I wanted to. Do it. Prove me wrong. Do me a favor. Prove me freaking wrong. Prove Al wrong. That you can go regional director peaking one person to two people a week, and you can do that in 90 days. Al, is that even possible? Mr. Thomas, is that even possible? For someone to go regional, come on, man, come on. Like, come on. Now, if leaders understand they have to go through it, what could go right? Well, we need to talk about that. You start doing this properly on a consistent basis. John Maxwell talks about failing forward. And now you start to build some confidence because you want to know what? The person that wasn't interested, BFD, big blanking deal. So what? So freaking what? One person cannot get you to RVP. I got news for you. You need 4 teams. Who cares? Then you get to the next person and the next person has a better response. And then you start to realize, wait a minute, it's not just about me. It's about who I'm talking to. And you can get better. What did Jim Rohn say? Keep doing it. You keep doing it. What happened? You got better. Why? Because you did it. If you're not doing it, you can't get better. You guys, you cannot go regional director in your notes. This is not a professional note-taking class. Do I want you to take notes? You better believe it. It's a resource for you to be able to learn and teach and go back, reevaluate. I think last year I did an entire week or two on self-scouting. Who remembers that conversation? Who remembers that terminology I use, self-scouting? What do really good teams do? They scout themselves. They find their own weaknesses. They find their strengths and they build on them. That's what in sports, you self-scout. But you guys, the game, the plan is learned in the book and executed on the field. The plan is learned in the book, but it is executed on the field. And I fear that many of you are just staying in learning mode in the book. Not going to pay you. Not going to pay you. Not going to promote you. It is not. Is it important? It's incredibly important, but you can't live there. You cannot live there. So what could go right? Now you start getting some confidence. Like, yeah, big deal. So what? Water off a duck's back. Who cares? Moving on. Some will, some won't. So what? Someone's waiting next. What could go right? Your purpose starts to come into focus. What could go right when the leaders go through it? Your purpose starts to come into focus. And some goals. And now it's about how many people can we get promoted to these positions? How much production can we have in a month? You know, I talked to Ryan Ruiz, new regional vice president. He's actually on this call. And we talk about his production goals. Notice I didn't say his training goals. I didn't say his note-taking goals. I said his production goals. What's production in ACN? How many reps have joined the team? How many customers have come into the team? That's production. That's production. So here's a very direct statement for you guys. This last week, if you had no one join the team and you had no customers come in, there was an absence of production in your business this last week. If it was a brick and mortar business, what would happen? I'm not saying that they would completely shut down, but guess what? Some people are being sent home. And that has a trickle-down effect. And now people are struggling and they're trying to fit. Right, Sam, there's no money made. Look, if someone on this call needs to make some money, Al, Mr. T, very direct. If you need to make money, go talk to someone. I guess that's the you know, could we like close up? Could we like close up ACN trainings after that? If you want to make money, go talk. Oh, Dean, you understand? This, that. Nope, you're not talking to anybody. I got nothing for you. I sent the text. Okay, watch this, you guys. I sent the text, exclamation point, muscle, smiley face, grin, exclamation point, star, shooting star. You got to see this business. There's zero emotion behind that. I mean, not unless you're texting in code to someone that knows all your, I mean, come on. How about this? What could go right when a leader goes through it? What could go right? Achievement. And now you have someone on that team bringing guests. You have someone on that team getting promoted. You have someone on your team that has promoted someone on their team. And you're going like this. Now you can do the emoji to everybody. And the emoji looks like this. It's like, oh my God, my head's blown. They said this was going to happen. But that doesn't happen if the leaders aren't willing to go through it, which all leaders do. So if you're not, okay, oh man, if you're not getting beat up a little bit, if you're not truly getting beat up a little bit in this thing, you're not doing ACN. You're not. Now, getting beat up in it doesn't mean you come home battered and bloodied and whatever. That's not how it works. It's just part of the deal. It's part of the equation. It's part of the equation. For any of you that saw The Founder, anybody see The Founder, Michael Keaton, about the start of McDonald's? It's a crazy story. But I'm going to tell you this. This dude got so many no's selling his shake machine. Oh my God. No. He had to go through those. And he ended up, whether you like how he did it or not, it was his idea to completely redefine that burger joint that now is on every corner. Not the best burgers. Nobody sells more, but they are the best fries. And I'm sorry, you guys, I love all of you, but you are not even allowed to try to debate me on that. There's nobody on this call that's going to tell me that there's any French fries better than McDonald's. Please just stop. Though, okay, good. Y'all can shake your head, but it's a losing battle. That's it. There are no fries better than McDonald's. Stop. Now, anyway, that's another conversation. I must be getting hungry. Expectation. In-N-Out fries are close, Ryan. I'm gonna give you that. In-N-Out, In-N-Out is the best fast fry burger. In-N-Out is okay. We're not gonna debate this. Like Al, like my wife's. Okay, Rick, your wife's French fries are better than McDonald's. We're all coming over to Hawaii to your house. Get the guest room ready because there's 79 of us that are rolling out there, and she better have her A game on. Okay. Anyway, my point is this. What else could go right? You guys, write this down. Write this down. I know some of you are really, really good about taking notes, but I hope you write this down. I've said this quote before, and it's something that stays with me a lot. And this is from when he was coaching, a football coach, when he was coaching at Florida State. Florida State came back and had this big win. They were down by a lot at halftime. They came back and won. And at the time, Jimbo Fisher was the coach of Florida State. And the interviewer asked him, he said, "What happened? First half, what happened?" And he goes, it's so good. I have goosebumps. It's so good. He goes, "You don't win because you want to. You win because you train to. You don't win because you want to. Freaking everybody wants to win. I want to win. You want to win. Let's win. Oh, dude, we're winning. We're going to the top of this thing. Really? How many training calls are you on? Dude, you don't understand how busy I am. Well, the busy person over here, I mean, I'll give an example. I'll embarrass another one of my team members that's on here. But there's a woman on this call, and her name is Jeanette. She goes by Red. And let me tell you something. She's freaking busy. She's the head of a BNI organization. She's got huge responsibilities. She's got all these big freaking events coming up. She has some health challenges. I won't go into them. She's got a lot of stuff. Like, remember I asked you guys, everybody's got stuff. She's on this call. Oh, by the way, she's on this call with her new team member that she and her husband just got qualified, Kitty. I'm telling you guys right now, success leaves clues, and you're going to find people. By the way, is everybody on that team on this call? No, they're not. You know who's excited about that? Ray Caldwell. You know why? They're on his team. But guess what Ray better do? Start building another team. This Rachel Garcia, they're on her team. Guess what Rachel better do? Better start building another team. They're expecting to win. They're expecting to build. They're expecting to achieve. But you're not going to find this stuff out, you guys, and figure this stuff out until you go through it. I can't go through it for you. Al can't go through it for you. We've been through it, but here's the difference. Al still goes through it. Now, I still go through. Oh, Dean, it's easy for you to say that. You're a regional vice president. Ryan, he's a regional vice president. Al, he's a regional vice president. Of course, they can go through it. You guys are getting paid. You got the right words in the wrong order. We're not doing it because we get paid. We got paid because we went through it. You guys, I hope you understand this. A willingness and acceptance to go through these things is going to develop you as a leader. So I want to tell you guys something. When you go through it, you go through it. And it's just a decision. You can't play it safe. So let me tell you guys, we all have different things that happen in different seasons of our lives. And I think the message as it pertains to us is to not take time or opportunity, and most importantly, people for granted. Just you can't. So when you guys hear me talk to you about these types of things, when you guys hear me talk maybe from a coach's standpoint, this type of thing is factored into it. Like your time is valuable. Our time is valuable. This time together that Al sets up with everyone, this is valuable time. And I want to make sure that it's just not a message that's a message, that it's a message that has some meaning behind it, that's going to drive and move people forward, their businesses forward. And then things like achievement and challenges and setbacks and advances, they all take on a whole different meaning. And then the promotion and the finances and the things that can come from it are a result of being that leader that's willing to move through and go through these things. But you have to check in with yourself. You have to self-scout, and you have to make sure that if you've set that goal and it's something that you truly want to accomplish, you have to set that goal and make a determination that you are not going to be in the same position doing what you did last week. You will not find out until you go through it. You're not going to find out until you go through it, and you're not going to go through it in your books. You're going to go through it on the street. You're going to go through it in the store. You're going to go through it on in line at the store. You're going to go through it at the restaurant. That's where you're going to go through it, where you recognize someone, you pay them a compliment, you pique their interest, you see if they're open. I'm just telling you guys, that has to happen on a daily basis, and watch what it does if you do. Watch what it does if you do. What's the biggest word in that phrase? If. I know what it does when you do it. Al knows what it does when he does it. Team's going to get built. I'm telling you right now, watch this. If Al Thomas, and I'm not saying he has or hasn't, but if Al Thomas made a decision, I'm starting a new team, I'm starting a brand new personally sponsored team in the next 2 weeks. Does anyone on this call have any doubt whatsoever that there would be a new team sponsored by Al? And I don't know everything he's going on in his life. He's got a lot of stuff going on. But if he made that decision, does anyone on this call doubt that would happen? There would be a new Al Thomas leg, a 54th personally sponsored leg, whatever, right? Whatever. There wouldn't, because he would do it, because he made a decision. He said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Make that decision. So I do have a video for you guys. Some of you guys, look, this is kind of a controversial dude, but I really like what he says. I like a lot of the things that this guy says. His name is Jordan Peterson, and I found this and I thought it was really, really good. So it's a little longer than normal, so just stand by, but I want you to really listen to what he says. He talks about kids, and he talks about the elderly, and he talks about what you're doing with them. And it completely applies to our business. So let me bring this up.
When you have children, you have to encourage them. You have to encourage them to take risks, because they have to grow up and take their place in the world. You can't protect them too much, because if you do, you destroy them. That's the motif of Hansel and Gretel, right? Two kids lost in the woods. They find the gingerbread house. That's a little bit too good to be true, right? It's not only shelter when you need it, but it's candy. What lives inside the house that's too good to be true? The witch that devours you, right? That's excess compassion. So you don't want your mother to do everything for you, that's for sure. There's a rule if you're dealing with the elderly and like extended care homes, don't do anything for your clients that they can do themselves, because you undermine their autonomy. And so there's a certain amount of harshness that goes along with that, just as there is if you're a good mother, because you have to separate yourself from your child and allow them to make hurtful mistakes, right? I mean, it's very difficult if you're a compassionate person to stand back far enough to let your children take necessary.
Do you guys get the moral to the story here? I hope so. Because the moral to the story is, it is very difficult when you start to gain knowledge and you start to gain ability for you to be able to do those things for the people on your team. But in order to even be in that position, you have to start doing these things for yourself. And then once you do, what does a good coach do? What does a good mentor do? They allow that, they have to stumble and fall, skin their knee. They have to. It is necessary. And if you start doing things for the people on your team, and you are that capable person, you're actually hindering their development. It might get you paid in the short term, but you are hindering their development. So you have to, you guys, remember this. And this is the part that for some of you, I think may be a challenge that I hope you can overcome. Do it with them, not for them. Do it with them, not for them. Stand by and watch them type in the stuff in their order. I literally just did that with Red and Kitty, signing up these Flash Mobile customers. You got to do it with them, not for them. You've got to go through the process with them. And you know what's going to happen, you guys? And this is something that I think Al's he's just mastered, that we can all learn from. You start to build people with confidence. And confident people, they take more action. And people that take more action, watch what happens.